Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as we sing our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sarah Raymaker, the current student body president, and I am honored to have the opportunity to welcome you to this year's State of the University address. Today, we have the opportunity to hear from Robin Whipple, the president of the Classified Staff Association, Katie Armstrong, president of the Exempt Staff Association, Nancy Hauk, president of the Faculty Senate, David Clark, chair of the Board of Trustees, and President Williams, the 18th president of Dixie State University. It is truly an exciting time to be a trailblazer. As you will hear, yes, you can cheer for that if you want to. As you will hear, there is a lot of momentum and positive change occurring on our campus. You will hear about goals, initiatives, buildings, plans, partnerships, programs, and more. But I am here to tell you, Dixie is so much more than that. Through our strategic plan and through your service, you aren't simply building programs, you are building people. I came here from Michigan due to a personal invitation from Marilee Webb, and truthfully, I initially planned on coming, taking my classes, and moving on as soon as possible. However, things changed as mentors took time to teach and care about my future in a way that only Dixie State can. The red sand has begun to fill my shoes. I began to get an experience that has forever changed and molded me into the woman I am today. That is what you do. That is what this institution represents. Know that behind each goal and strategy you will hear about today is a student whose life, like mine, has been changed forever. As you care for each student individually and apply the active learning, active life model, we will always be Dixie State. Even though we may grow and expand the opportunities for more students, it will remain personal and life-changing due to your efforts and the importance that you place on each student. So on behalf of the students, and for me personally, we thank you. Once again, I am so grateful to be here. Please help me in welcoming Robin Whipple, the Classified Staff Association president.
The Classified Staff Association at Dixie State University represents all full and part-time, non-exempt staff employees. That is more than 500 dedicated, awesome staff members working in literally every corner of campus. It is an honor for me to serve as the president of this association. Serving with me are 12 officers and board members from all areas of campus. Could I please have the Classified Staff Association board members stand and be recognized? Come on, where are you? Thank you. We are here to represent the needs and address the issues of classified employees. It is our goal to help employees have a more fulfilling work experience by providing opportunities for professional development, service, and involvement in social activities, health and wellness pursuits, or even political involvement. We have a number of committees dedicated to providing these opportunities, and we encourage every staff member to get involved and participate. The Classified Staff Association works closely with the Exempt Staff Association, and we collaborate on a number of issues and events. Last May, we worked together to hold our very first Dixie Development Day, which was a huge success and which we plan to hold again this year. CSA and ESA committees are presently working together on a number of projects, including the great social that we had yesterday, a very competitive step challenge that's keeping everyone on campus moving, and professional development sessions, which will begin next week. DSU is an exciting and dynamic institution, and we have an exciting and dynamic staff. Please take the opportunity to get involved, because together we make Dixie great. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Katie Armstrong, and I am the Exempt Staff Association President. The ESA represents and supports all exempt staff on campus and works in close collaboration with the Classified Staff Association. ESA's mission is to create a powerful voice for exempt staff, advance equality, benefits, salaries, and the status of employees, improve working conditions, facilitate communication, understanding, and cooperation, and promote professional growth of its members. Over the past several years, ESA leadership has worked hard to establish a strong foundation and jumpstart numerous initiatives to advance compensation, provide professional development opportunities, and activate health and wellness programs, to name a few areas. This year, the ESA strives to continue to build on that foundation as it relates to professional development and health and wellness, and to incorporate new initiatives, including service projects and additional award and recognition opportunities. And as many of you experienced during our opening staff social yesterday, we hope to see employees establish meaningful connections and get to know each other more outside of their workspaces and departments. Our website is esa.dixie.edu, where you can stay up to date on ESA's events, initiatives, and committee work. We hope you will join a committee, get involved, and attend our events and workshops. I would be remiss not to recognize the other ESA board members with whom I proudly serve. Each has done a tremendous job so far this year with their committee work and programs. They are Andrea Brown, past president, Jonathan Morell, president-elect, Deborah Decker, secretary and treasurer, Candy Pierce, communications officer, Jared Johnson, second-year board member, Josh Thanes, second-year board member, Danica Suberbiel, first-year board member, and Carrie Heiser, first-year board member. Please reach out to the ESA board when you have questions, concerns, ideas, or good news. We want to assist you, support you, encourage you, and celebrate your successes. And thank you for the work you do as staff on campus, for the passion you have for higher education and your commitment to students, and having those priorities ablaze in your work. I wish you a great academic year.
Hello, my name's Nancy Hauk. I'm the Faculty Senate President. It is my privilege to represent the 638 full-time, part-time, and adjunct faculty members at Dixie State University. This includes 55 full-time staff who also adjunct. If you're a faculty member, please stand. Dr. Jim Hendigas is the president-elect and will take over as president December 15th. The Faculty Senate consists of 29 enthusiastic faculty members who are elected to represent their academic departments. The primary purposes of the Faculty Senate are to improve the general welfare and foster professionalism among faculty, to promote the interest and objectives of the university, to form a representative organization empowered to speak with authority for the faculty, and to promote fellowship and cooperation among faculty, staff, students, administration, other campus entities, and the community. We have a lot of responsibility this year, and the faculty senators are stepping up because they care about the institution and this university. We have worked on policies to strengthen our growing academic infrastructure. We have intensively been involved in academic committees and curricular approval. We have worked to develop and enhance a new academic tagline, Active Learning, Active Life. Overall, as the university is growing in stature, the Faculty Senate is growing and maturing. We are building our model of shared governance and taking a lot of leadership roles. Our faculty has a positive impact on nearly everything that happens here at Dixie State University. We look forward to another year. Thank you.
Well, welcome everyone. My name is David Clark. I have the honor and privilege of being chair of the Board of Trustees this year for Dixie State University, the newest and fastest growing university in the state of Utah. That is a real distinct honor. I would like to, we have a few of our Board of Trustees here. If they wouldn't stand, I know we've got three down here, Elizabeth Bingham, Christine Durham, and John, I can't go without Mayor John Pike. I'm not sure if there are any others that were able here to attend here today. Oh, sorry, Gail Smith and Julie Beck. Appreciate all of the work and the effort they do and the many hours they voluntarily contribute to try and make sure our institution is headed the right way. It's my privilege to, well, before I do that, let me just briefly thank the faculty and the staff. There's a reason that this community has a growing institution, and it has to deal not only with those that are new for this year, but for many that have built up the foundation for this institution. And I want to express my own personal appreciation. It has made a difference not only in my family, in my wife's education, who got her nursing degree, for my children, and now my grandchildren that are attending this institution. The legacy that I am extremely proud and happy of, and the economic opportunities that that education has afforded them makes all the difference in the world. So I express my appreciation to those of you who have made that happen. And I am just one of thousands and thousands of families that it makes a difference for. And I thank you for that. It's my privilege now to introduce Richard B. Williams, the 18th president of an institution. I know we're the trailblazers, but the red is rising. And please welcome Biff.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you for coming here. I think this solves the problem of why our students sit in the back. It looks like all our faculty like sitting in the back too. Well, I am excited today to share with you a lot of the great things that are happening at Dixie State University. This has been a fun journey for me and our team that put this together. We've spent the last 3 to 4 weeks at looking at all the great things that are happening on our campus. And it has probably been one of the most rewarding things that I have done in a very long time, to see all the different things that we can do. But I want to recognize that group, and if they're here, if they could please stand. I know Chief of Staff Dr. Courtney White, Dr. Jordan Sharp, Tori Abbott, who's a student, Misty Frisbee, and then all those in marketing communications. If you can give them a round of applause. You'll be thanking them later. We started with 100 slides, and they told me to narrow it down. So this is an exciting time for us. What makes Dixie State University so great are the people. And so I want to just take a couple of minutes and recognize some of those individuals on our campus that have really made Dixie State University great. The first group is the 3 people this year that are entering the 40-year service club this year. If they're here, if they could please stand. We also have 2 individuals that entered into the 20-year club this year. If they're here, if they could please stand. And then last but certainly not least, we've had several individuals that have entered into the 10-year club. And if they could please stand and be recognized as well. If you think about this, sorry, puberty. If you think about this, what these individuals have contributed to Dixie State University, the community, is just remarkable. 40 years on this campus. Can you imagine what they've seen, what they've done, how they've contributed, the lives that they have touched? That's really significant for Dixie State University, and that's really what makes this place a special place. Those individuals that come here, that stay here and do so much for our students. Last year, we gave them a name. We named them Trailblazers. You think about the 40 years, 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, all the things that these great people are doing, they are truly trailblazers for our future. And I want to share with you a quick video clip that really established the Trailblazer identity for us.
Long ago, before roads or freeways existed in North America, an intricate system of trails was forged by the mighty American bison. The trails blazed over millennia by thundering herds of migrating bison proved invaluable to Native Americans and pioneers alike as they explored and settled this country. Bison were America's original trailblazers. Centuries later, pioneers blazed the trails to southern Utah. Harsh desert environments, scorching heat, and limited access to water forced the early settlers to innovate or perish. Thanks to the sacrifice of these early trailblazers, Washington County and Dixie State University have risen from the desert as a world-class destination and educational institution. Today, the students, faculty, and alumni of Dixie State University blaze trails worldwide in athletics, science, technology, business, the arts, and more. Continuing the tradition of sacrifice, innovation, and service, we forge ahead with strength and resolve, pioneering new pathways wherever we go. We are Trailblazers.
I just love that. There's many things I love about that. First, I love that our students and our faculty produce that. I don't think there's a better film faculty or students that exist on any other university than what we have here at Dixie State. There's many other things I like about it. The one phrase that I like the most is the pioneers, when they came here, they had to innovate or perish. And I think that's what we're doing in higher education right now. If we don't innovate, we are definitely going to perish. And so right now we're in an exciting time of our history. We're building a great university. We're all anxiously engaged. Our roadmap was created last year. or 2 years ago now, that all of us came together. We had town hall meetings, we had open forums, we sent out surveys, we had great committee that really defined who we were, who we currently are, and where we wanted to be here in the next 5 years. Within that plan, we identified 6 very aggressive but very strategic goals. And we've been anxiously engaged in those goals for the last year. And I'm really excited today to share with you that progress and what we've accomplished together. But before I do that, I wanted to share with you how are we implementing this plan. I think one of the biggest mistakes that we make in higher education is we create these great plans and then we put it in a drawer and we hope that it just evolves into work in progress. But not at DSU. We have 6 different goal leaders that are over those goals. Each of them have strategy leaders, so each goal has 4 to 6 different strategies. Each of those strategies has a leader who oversees a committee. And these committees have been working for the last year to implement this great strategic plan. They create work plans, they tell us what they're going to do, they tell us who's going to do it, and what are the outcomes they're hoping for by the end of the year. Then at the end of the year, we have a report out where we come together and the goal leaders and the strategy leaders, we report out and we hold each other accountable. What did we accomplish this year? What are some of the great things that we accomplished? What are some of the obstacles? And we plan for the next year. So our teams have created another work plan for year 2. They've also identified the budget. Last year, we put over $1.5 million into the implementation of our strategic plan. This year, we've just allocated $500,000 if we bar salary. $500,000 the committees have. It's been dispersed. Please do not email me and ask me for money. They have it. That was strategic. But they have the money, and now their plans are up and working. So let me share with you some of the highlights last year. I want to go through each of the goals and just show you some of the exciting things that are happening. So with goal 1, we did a great job with recruiting our students. If you've been on our campus, you feel the vibe, you feel how many extra students we have than last year. We got people that are excited. We've created a new Student Success Center. They created a new Student Success course, and we're starting to see the benefits of this already. This last year, here's a slide talking about our admissions. Our applications to Dixie State University almost doubled, and those that actually completed the admission process and went through it did double. So our funnel became a lot wider at the top with over 15,000 applicants. And that did turn into an increased head count. Now with the head count, we do have the largest freshman class. Now on there, I know the media's here. It says approximately 9,000. The Board of Commissioners does not want us to release data, so I'm not quoting that we have 9,000 students. But we have an increased head count on this campus, and we're excited about the opportunities. With those students coming in, we had to look at new student orientation. This year, our new student orientation, they had to offer 13 different orientations, which took over 100 faculty and staff to really pull this off. We served over 2,000 students, and we have 2,167 freshmen on our campus, which is the largest freshman class by about 400 students. So with all these students, we've been anxiously engaged in retention. Our initiatives with retention, we've had several strategies working on if they come, and our current students that are here, how do we retain them? And they've created documents like these that go out to all the faculty and staff that define what is retention, how do we measure it, what are some of the things that we can do to keep our students here, how do we make them happy, how do we help them reach their goals, how do we help them progress. Each one of our academic departments last year created a success plan and a retention plan, and they're anxiously engaged in working with our students. The faculty also have talked a lot about is what do we offer to our students when they come. We had a group of faculty under the direction of Dr. Bruce Harris that came together and they said we can define what they'll get at Dixie State University, and that's an active learning and an active life experience. And with that, we know that all our students, they're getting an opportunity to have this hands-on experience not only in the classroom, but outside of the classroom that will lead and help them have a rich and productive life. Now, part of our goal, and this also overlaps with Goal 6 of creating a strong brand, we asked our digital film department to help us create some recruitment materials. And so we asked every college, all 6 of our colleges, to help the digital film department create a small video clip to help in recruiting. And with that, I want to share with you, and I will share throughout the entire presentation, a couple of our active learning and active life recruitment. So here I'll share with you the College of Arts. I'll now share with you the College of Humanities and Social Science.
Tell me not in mournful numbers, life is but an empty dream. For the soul is dead that slumbers, and things are not as they seem.
In the world's broad field of battle, in the bivouac of life, be not like dumb-driven cattle, be a hero in the strife.
Let us then be up and doing, with a heart for any fate, still achieving, still pursuing. Learn to labor and to wait.
Who wouldn't want to come to Dixie State after that? With all these students coming in this last year, we've spent a year to create a master plan and infrastructure at Dixie State University. We know as more students want to come that we have to build new buildings. And so we have spent the last year in creating a master plan. Now let me show you just 2 slides. The first is what we currently look like, and I'll get out of the way so you can see this. Now our plan, we based our plan on accommodating 15,000 students that are on our campus, and that does not include those that will be eventually online. So this is our current campus and what our campus would look like for 15,000 students. I'll walk you through this just a little bit. Now, the first question you're asking is, where's parking? So, there's 3 parking garages. This is currently where the Department of Art is located, the testing center. Here's right in front of Udvar Hazy would be a parking garage, and then on our front door, which would be wrapped by an academic building. So let me just walk you through a couple of these corridors. We'll be giving other presentations about our master plan. So we have a residential corridor. Here's Campus View Suites that we just built. We'll also be building housing that will have different stores and shops and retail on the bottom floor. We'll build 3 additional Campus View Suites in that area. This is a new academic facility for science. This is another academic building. Now I'll say academic building because as our programs build, we really haven't identified the programs that will go into those. So as we mature our programs, we know where facilities will go, and then we'll place our faculty and our programs into those buildings. You have an addition, you have a building between the Eccles and Math, Snow, and Science. Then we have here the Gardner Center to accommodate all the students that we'll have. We'll definitely need increased dining, so there'll be additions there. This is the McDonald Building, and the planners see that as the core focus of our campus for students in learning. Right now, most of our students take a lot of classes there. They will envelope that and create it into a very centralized learning center. So they'll have glass in different walls and different things, so it will have an extreme enhancement to the McDonald Building. We have more residential with an intramural field with volleyball and soccer. We also have some treatments to communications and also Udvar Hazy. These are primarily outdoor spaces where the students can congregate and they can study and do all sorts of different things. Well, I shouldn't say all sorts of different things. Do academic things. going to get in trouble. This is the current administration building, which with this plan, they want to turn that into the Welcome Center and the Community Engagement Center, where our ambassadors, so those that coming to see the campus can pull up and be welcomed. This is the Human Performance Center that I'll talk a little bit more about. Again, this would be academic space. We have another academic facility here. Plans for soccer stadium, lacrosse stadium, or rugby stadium. We have Legend Solar Stadium. And of course, to heat and to provide power, we need another plant, which will be located there. So a lot of exciting things. We had progress this summer. As you know, we were out of student housing, and Campus View Suites was built, and it's a miracle. It was built in 1 year. And Layton Construction pulled that off. And it's a beautiful facility. If you've been in there, you need to come. There will be a ribbon cutting that will be on October 19th, the homecoming week. And this building is full of energy, full of students, has 352 beds. What I really like about this building is the symbolism that it'll have. To pull it off in 12 months, not only was Layton Construction and the contractors working on this, but we pooled a lot of our maintenance and our facilities, our electricians, our plumbers, our custodian. They were constantly in this building this summer helping them so our students can move in that day. And then to look around our campus, how beautiful it is, how our facilities are maintained. It's just incredible that they can do 2 times the work and still get our students in, but also have this beautiful campus. So please join me in giving them a round of applause. With more students, we also need to increase our dining. Last year, we spent a year and hired consultants from PKC Consulting. We are redesigning how we do our dining facility here. This is a rendering of how coming out south from the Gardner Center to the Holland, and we'll address that. And we've already seen an increase in dining services with Campus View Suites, so we know that's a huge need. Also with an update of the Human Performance Center, some of you might not know, but our students, this has been their top priority for the last 6 years. So there's been 6 different student bodies that have added fees or changed fees or put this as a priority, and they have now identified $20 million to go towards this $50 million building. We also, our advancement team, have been working very hard, so they've raised $5 million, so we now have 50% of the funds, and I'm pleased to report that last week when we went to Utah State for the Board of Regents, we submitted our rankings with the other academic institutions, and this year we were ranked 2nd, which that is striking distance, and so we feel very positive. We see a great need. The building board of the state has also said go ahead with programming, so we're waiting on that. And so we feel very positive that we'll be able to help this facility come to our campus and meet the needs of our students this year. The last thing I want to share with you on Goal 1 is this year we hired a new Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. Peter Cattell. Peter, do you want to stand and just wave? He's done a great job. He's done a wonderful job. He's been here 8 weeks and has hit the ground running. Frank Loico is probably the happiest man on campus to have one job, and Frank's job is to do government relations in the legislature, and that's why we're at where we're at with the Human Performance Center. So let me share with you Goal 2. This is where we broaden and enhance our academic programs. We've been actively engaged in identifying the academic programs that we want to offer. We've had multiple degrees approved last year, 2 baccalaureate degrees, which I'll talk about, but several minors and emphasis areas. Last year, on March 1st, Dr. Michael LaCourse, Michael, if you want to stand, was hired as our new provost. He has been working to put his team together. He has done that. He hired 2 associate provosts, Dr. Nancy Hauk, Nancy, if you want, and Dr. Sandy Peterson. We've also added Dr. Matt Morin, who will look over our general education, and Dr. Rico Del Sesto, who will lead our undergraduate research. And also we have hired Dr. Kevin Simmons, who's here. I know I saw him. Kevin, if you want to stand up, he was here. Who's overseeing concurrent enrollment. We've made great progress. This year digital film and exercise science were approved. We're working on master's degree programs right now, online programs. We'll be working on undergraduate offerings in informatics, applied sociology, information systems, a bachelor's in fine arts, as well as making our BS in nursing a full Bachelor of Science. We had great progress in the legislature last year. We partnered with the University of Utah and asked the legislature for funding for $1.5 million to start programs that are nationally ranked programs from their institution in the areas of physician assistant studies, physical therapy, occupational therapy. We were approved with that funding. We have the $1.5 million. It's ongoing, so as these programs come on and they're self-sustaining, we can use those funds for other programs such as engineering and other degree programs that will decrease worker shortages. The physician assistant programs have already started in the planning, and the first class will be May of 2018. Our Health Sciences College is very actively engaged, and I'd like to share with you what they are doing in the area of active learning and active life.
Here's your baby. Still, I'm not breathing.
So goal three. Goal three. This is, at the beginning of my presentation, I told you that the best thing about Dixie State are the people. So goal three is helping us invest in our faculty and staff. When they come to Dixie State University, we want to make sure that they want to stay. And so this last year, we really wanted to talk about compensation. And every university in the state of Utah is struggling with this and making sure that we are paying an equitable salary. Our groups came together and we benchmarked every single individual that's on our campus and what they should be making with national and state data. The committee did a great job at that, and we were fortunate enough this year to make some strides. We still have a long way to go, but this last year we invested over $1.8 million into the salaries, into the equity of our faculty and staff. We also had several professional development days. Last year we had on our development day, we were fortunate to have Hiram Smith, who we don't have to introduce, but we also had Michael Levine, who is an author for Broken Windows, Broken Business. As a cabinet, we read that book. We want to look at the very fine details of Dixie State University and make sure that we have great customer service, make sure that we are fixing all the little things that might adversely affect our students. Also in our Center of Teaching and Learning, they had lunch and learn programs, workshops, they had their Promoting Student Success Summit, as well as their annual Teaching and Learning conferences. For goal 4, we made great progress with enhancing our inclusion and our diversity on our campus. Last year, we named our diversity fellow that was really leading this effort, Christina Duncan. I'm not sure if she's here. I haven't seen her today, but she has been instrumental in leading those initiatives for us. We also completed cultural training workshops. We also had a number of events. The biggest probably success that we had is we had the students come to us and say, we do not want our multicultural diversity center in the basement of the student activity center. We want to have it in a very vibrant area. So last year we moved the Multicultural Diversity Center into the Browning, and they also gave it a new name so it would be more inclusive. With that inclusivity, we named it the Multicultural Inclusion Center. Within that center, we've added several new resources. This last year, we added the resources for LGBTQIA and one of our faculty members, Barrett Beck, is leading the efforts there. We've also had a great success for our second annual Martin Luther King event, and we honored Regent Davis, who's also Pastor Davis in Salt Lake City, and we were able to have him come and speak to us, and we dedicated a bench in his honor of helping promoting diversity and inclusion. And last but certainly not least, and I'm somewhat biased, I believe we have the best chapter of the Utah Women in Higher Education Network here at Dixie State. This was their selfie. They went to the University of Utah campus, and we packed a bus, and we probably took the largest group of any institution to their annual conference. And so we appreciate the leadership and the promotion of women here on our campus. Goal 5, this is engaging in Southern Utah. You live here, so you know how engaging Southern Utah can be. It's a fantastic community. Our community has always been involved in Dixie State University, so we wanted to make sure that we continue to be engaged with our community. Dr. Nancy Hauk, who's the Associate Provost over Community Engagement, they created a number of rubrics, 10 to be exact, of how do we define when we are engaged with the community. We've also wanted to make sure that with public relations that we're making sure that they're invited, the community is invited to our events. There's a couple of things I want to share in this area. Some of you might not know about our Institute of Continued Learning. This is for our retirement community. Last year, there's over 1,000 members, and they can come to our campus and take classes. They pay $45 annually. Then we have volunteer instructors. Last year, there was over 10,000 hours on the volunteer hours. They had over 40,000 classroom hours. But what I really love about this group is that they give back to our campus. They gave 4 $1,000 scholarships, so they take a fund and they create scholarships for our students. But if you look at the fall and the spring, that's how many thousands of hours they come to our campus and they volunteer to help you and our students. So a great program. Last year we talked about the momentum and the momentum shifting, and we talked about Maureen and Craig Bruth that gave $500,000 to help our honors program. Shortly after that, we received a $1.5 million anonymous gift to support the students in the Human Performance Center. Then, at the end of the year last year, Dixie State University received the largest gift in the history of the institution of $10 million from Shane Perkins and Sean Aldridge, who are the co-owners of Legend Solar Stadium. That created another momentum to help us improve our community event center. So this is Legend Solar Stadium, and our goal is to make sure that this stadium continues to be open, so as students and future students come to our campus, we can recruit them. My goal is someday to have high school football playoffs here, and then we're going to all walk in the crowd with all those high school students and hand them a Dixie State shirt and say, this is where you need to be. Don't tell the other presidents. We've made progress. We are going to start on the first phase of this building. We're going to build the East Grandstand this year, the new track. We're going to widen the field. This is what the back of that East Side Grandstand. They'll have 4 locker rooms and concessions. We sought region approval and it was approved. Now we go to the building board. But this is the first phase that we'll be starting to build, and hopefully, if the stars aligned, by next football season, we'll be able to see this in place. The second phase is on the west side, and this is the press box, but also this will engage our community in that the 3 levels have banquet space. And the banquet space is important because we can seat 180 people on each level around round tables, and we need a lot of meeting space. If you're interested in this, we'll take checks or cash at the end of this, and hopefully by next year we'll be able to start this phase as well. Other community engagement events, Doc Utah. If you did not go to Doc Utah this year, you have to go to Doc Utah next year. They had over 60 films, over 30 international films. It just keeps getting better and better and better. It's just phenomenal what our faculty are doing there. And our students, if you did not see their documentaries that were overseen by the faculty, go check them out at the library. We also got to engage with the community with Suntran. We want our students to leave their cars at home. They're doing that slowly, but we bought a pass and we had an agreement with Suntran to have everyone on our campus have a Suntran pass. We also had the Dixie Power Kite Festival on campus, thousands of kids here. Next year we'll have Trailblazer kites for them. We also had a 4th of July event. Our entire campus was packed. We also had a number of different events. We had our Fire and Ice Gala. We had our AAU, where hundreds of thousands of dollars were raised for need-based scholarships. Our support staff, our classified and exempt staff, also did a sleeping bag drive and donated those to Switch Point. And then last but certainly not least, Zions Bank last year donated a Steinway concert piano to our music department, which is well over $160,000. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. It's just unbelievable and beautiful. We have a goal to be an all-Steinway campus, and that will be a priority for us this year, and making sure that happens for our music department. So the last goal, and probably the one that resonates the most with you. Last year I stood up here and said, we've heard you loud and clear. We know you don't like the Red Storm. We're going to look at a new identity. And we made great progress there. We started first with new leadership with Dr. Jordan Sharp, who is our marketing and communications director. And from there, his first role was to get his team together and create this new identity. This new identity has done a lot of great things. Last year we went through a timeline. This timeline was an 18-month process. Our community got involved, our faculty and staff got involved, alumni got involved, haters got involved, everyone got involved. But it ended up being a great thing for Dixie State University. We came up with 3 new distinct logos. Our marketing and communication staff has now created a branding guide. It's over 60 pages right now on how we brand our campus. They also created the field guide, so we have talking points of what Dixie State represents. They also focused a lot on our institution tagline of active learning and active life. I want to share the last active learning and active life clip with you, which is the College of Business and Communication.
Radio Dixie 91.3, Young the Giant, something to believe in.
The last part of creating a strong brand and identity for the university, which was surprising at first, but as I got to know the university, it wasn't surprising, and that was a consensus across all those that we surveyed that we want to improve intercollegiate athletics here. We've got a great athletic department, but we wanted to add sports. We wanted to give them the resources that they can improve upon and that they can be, some of the leaders in their areas. With that, last year we saw championships with volleyball and golf. We also had numerous appearances in 2015, 2016, the NC2A. They not only got it done on the field and in the court and on the course, but they also got it done in the community. They are the 4th-time PacWest Community Engagement Award winners, and they've won it 3 times in the NC2A. And if you look closer at their GPA, they also get it done in the classroom. So we're fortunate to have these student athletes on our campus. We also have great coaches, and I wanted to share with you Coach John Judkins. He had his 200th win last year at Dixie State, which is 300 games, which is very impressive. So that's what we've been doing with the strategic plan last year. And we're grateful for all the people that have been engaged in that. So now we move on to this year. And there's been 4 themes I want to share with you that we've been talking about in University Council. We've been talking with our staff and our faculty that we want to focus on this year. We want to continue to accelerate. We have our foot on the accelerator. We want to make sure that we seize every opportunity to improve our campus for the benefit of our students. We want to engage our community. We want to make sure people know that we're moving and we're anxious to achieve the outcomes of our strategic plan. We want to communicate. There's been a challenge on our campus that we want every department to meet minimally 2 times a month so they know what's going on our campus. We want to communicate with each other. We want our strategic plan initiatives to work with one another and to help each other. The most important part of this is differentiation. We do not want to be like every other institution of higher education. We want to be better than every institution of higher education. So we're going to differentiate ourselves. We have our vice presidents, we have our faculty and our staff and our deans that are looking at how do we differentiate ourselves as an institution. And then last but certainly not least, we need to celebrate more. I've said this several times in different meetings. We have the most humble faculty and staff anywhere on Mother Earth. They don't talk about all the great things they do, and we want to make it a habit to celebrate. Even if it's at the department level, it's the college level, it's the division level, we want to make sure that we celebrate. So these are the four themes for this year. We were trying to brainstorm on how you could possibly remember this. We thought of an acronym. Could it be a picture? How could we help you remember, these 4 themes? And so this is what we came up with. Now you know what I look like with long hair. Now that you've been traumatized, I thought long hair is supposed to thin your face. It doesn't work. Well, the last slide I want to share with you is we're excited what's happening at Dixie State University. There's a lot of positive things, and it's our effort. It's not my effort. It's not individual efforts. It's what we are doing together. We don't want to be like everybody else. We don't want to follow the path of all the other institutions. We want to chart our own course. We want to create our new trail, and then we want people to follow it and say, we're following Dixie State University because they're doing things right. They're excited. They are meeting the needs of students. They're beating national norms. They're doing all the things that we aspire to be, and that's who we want to be as a university. With that, I want to thank you for coming today. We've had a slight change with the lunch. It's actually going to be in the Burns Arena so you don't get wet. There's nothing worse than a soggy sandwich, so please come and join us. If you have questions, we'll be there to answer questions. We have every dean here, every department chair here, every vice president. Please come and talk to us and hear about all the great things. Please remember, we are trailblazers.